PCOS is a very complex condition and can mimic a lot of other conditions. Some women may not even know they have PCOS, and some women may think they have PCOS, but it may actually be something else. So this is what we are going to unfold in this video. It is important to diagnose PCOS with the help of certain criteria and blood work. So there are 3 criteria out of which to categorize as a PCOS, you need to fulfill at least 2 or all 3 of them. Let's see what these criteria are. The first criteria is excess male hormones or androgens. That means excess testosterone. Now females also have testosterone, but in smaller amounts, which helps them to feel stronger, fitter, which helps them with their bone and muscle health and sexual health. But when testosterone exceeds a particular limit, it starts showing up as unpleasant symptoms in women such as acne on the face, jawline, chin and back, hair loss and hair thinning, hair loss especially from the front part, which is also known as androgenic alopecia or female pattern balding. And it also shows up as hair growth on unwanted parts of the body such as your face, your chin, nipples, upper arm, thighs, and also on your navel and overall in the body. And this hair is generally thick and coarse, which suggests that this is excess male hormones. The second criteria is irregular periods, which actually happens because of lack of ovulation, since there is excess male hormones and less of female hormones in PCOS. And this shows up as less than 10 cycles per year, or you have 35 days or longer cycles, which generally should be 28 or 30-day cycle normally. The third criteria is cysts on ultrasound or polycystic ovaries. Now these are not the typical painful fluid-filled cysts which cause a problem. These are the follicles which haven't been matured due to high testosterone levels, and instead of one follicle reaching maturity and reaching ovulation, all the follicles try to grow little but remain immature. And these follicles then appear as strings of pearls or bunch of grapes when you do an ultrasound in your ovaries. So to be categorized as PCOS, you need to have 12 to 26 of these tiny immature follicles in your ovaries, or a higher ovarian volume in any one of the ovaries or both. So these were just the criteria to decide PCOS, but a blood work which shows us what's actually happening inside is very important to determine if you have any imbalances, and if you do, what are these? So there are a few tests which your doctor or your coach can guide you with, such as fasting insulin, lipid profile, thyroid panel, female hormones such as estrogen, progesterone, prolactin, AMH, SHBG, and then there are male hormones like testosterone, DHEAS, androstenedione, etc., which you need to ask your coach to help you with, so that you can actually find in the blood work what is going wrong and where the correction needs to happen. PCOS may seem like a very tricky condition. It may not be PCOS, but you may feel it's PCOS because there are certain other conditions which seem like PCOS, like hypothalamic amenorrhea, in which you miss your periods due to undereating, stress, any strong medications that you've taken, or excessive exercise, eating disorders, low body fat, not eating enough carbs. You know, in all the situations, the body feels stressed out and the hypothalamus stops your period because it feels unsafe to carry a baby and to let reproduction happen, because clearly the environment is not safe to bring up a baby. Also, due to high prolactin levels, you may not get your periods, because this is the hormone which is produced when a girl is pregnant and lactating. But if you're not pregnant and you have high prolactin levels, it could stop your periods. Hypothyroidism can also cause these symptoms, because when you have low thyroid hormones, or when you have an autoimmune thyroid condition like Hashimoto's, your thyroid hormones are not produced enough in terms of the body, where the body requires them for metabolism, cellular health, for reproduction, for maintaining energy levels, for mood, fertility, for every cellular function and every hormone function, because thyroid is the master gland and it's required for every single cell and its functioning. So a lot of times PCOS and thyroid go hand in hand, and you may have PCOS and thyroid together, or it could be thyroid which is affecting your period health. So again, you need to get it checked with your doctor. And other reason that you could lose your periods, or you could have these kind of symptoms is due to congenital adrenal hyperplasia, which is actually a genetic defect which affects your adrenal glands and thereby your periods. Now this can be confusing for somebody who's really lame and does not know all these terms, but this is just to inform you that these are the things that could also exist. So it's important for you to sit across with your doctor and check that if you have any of these conditions or it really is PCOS. I hope this was helpful for you to figure out which category do you fall in, and in the next video I'm going to be discussing causes of PCOS. So stay tuned.